Let's have a look at nuclear energy now. And of course, the Energy Minister, Chris Bowen, has, many have said, humiliated our country on the global stage. Australia has refused to sign the nuclear agreement from our AUKUS partners and our other allies at the COP29 climate change talks. Now, we are clearly seeing this play out. This was a big issue in Question Time today. Let's have a look at what Peter Dutton had to say.
At COP29, an additional 6 nations endorsed the declaration to triple nuclear energy by 2050. Why isn't the Albanese government signing up to the same agreement?
Why is the Albanese Labor government out of step with the rest of the world, which is increasingly taking up civil nuclear energy?
Why does the Albanese government remain so stubbornly opposed to exploring this proven zero-emissions energy source?
So, Michael, I mean, the question is, what does Chris Bowen think he knows that the other 30 or so world leaders who are pursuing nuclear energy as part of their energy mix, that they don't know?
What he knows is that the Labor Party since the 1970s have opposed the mining industry, the uranium industry, the coal industry, the gas industry, anything coming out of the ground they oppose for ideological reasons. It was student political stuff when I was at Monash in the 1970s. They haven't grown up. They're still run by student political activists who sort of ban uranium mining, blah, blah, blah. They can't grow out of this 50-year-old trauma that they're suffering from, that anything coming out of the ground is bad. They dislike the mining companies. They always have. This is all ideological. It's 50 years old. It's another reason why this government is just an embarrassment on the international stage. We see, Graham Lloyd wrote in The Australian today, we're part of this group called Generation 4 Forum, which is an international forum of countries looking to develop nuclear energy, and we're a member of it. We've been a member for the whole 2 years of Albanese's government. He hasn't seemed to notice, and there's an Australian, I note, who's chairman of one of the most important subcommittees. So we're heavily involved internationally in the development of nuclear technology. Albo's just worked it out. Bowen's over there embarrassing the country. This is a losing argument for Labor. This is a really losing argument. They look like, yesterday's government, quite frankly.
Well, Richo, do you think Australia should be energy agnostic when it comes to this? And do you think the opposition from federal Labor is purely ideological?
Well, I've got to say I would prefer to not rule out nuclear options for the future. We don't know where the technology will eventually go, and to say no at this point seems to me to be ridiculous. So no, I am opposed to my own party on this.
And do you think the opposition that we are seeing is just ideological rather than based on any sound principles?
Well, it's certainly not based on science, that's for sure. So as far as I'm concerned, we ought to be standing up to that kind of negativism, and we ought to be saying this is a technology that's worth pursuing.